Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Kennesaw State Owls Dynasty, and welcome to Fifth Third Stadium. We're back here after falling in our home opener last week as we fell 49-21 against Arkansas State, tied up at halftime, and that game just got away from us. A lot of unfortunate bounces to start that second half, and before we knew it, we were there in a blowout. And it doesn't get any easier here today as we host the undefeated Georgia State Panthers coming in at 4-0, and we have our winless Owls still in search of our first win of this year 2 season. The pressure's starting to accumulate, each week, getting back into the loss column. But we haven't been playing bad football, just haven't been putting together complete performances. As we're here at the opening kickoff, as we're now underway from Fifth Third Stadium, rainy day here. And if that's not an indication of how our season's been so far, I don't really know what is. Opening return there, Quentin Thomas brings it back to the 21. There's Josh Terry. And one overall meeting so far in this young rivalry between these in-state rivals. Georgia State took that one 24-20. So we're here in our first rivalry game of this series, or at least of our dynasty, Of course, one meeting already. But we're going to be able to put our own imprint on this rivalry series. Danielius Johnson can't wrap up Freddie Brock there. A little slippery here in the rain, gets 12. Our defense really struggled to get a stop last week. Not only did we force no punts, we only had one turnover forced, so they were pretty much scoring at will, as now Georgia State will swing this out. Good tackle by Johnson. That one gets 7, now 2nd and 3 at the 40. Christian Veyer, the quarterback here for Georgia State. The Pittsburgh transfer originally by way of Penn State. Again, just going to swing it out as they work across the 50, that time for 14. Georgia State, a very weak receiving core. Their top guy at 70 overall, so we're going to try and play a little more man coverage today and see if we can get by with that. And now he's going to be brought down. That's Jackson Colvin, a reserve D-end here in our sub package, working in and getting his first sack as a member of our Owls, at least throughout the course of this dynasty. Our pass rush non-existent last week. Really no pressures, no sacks to show for it. Good hand usage there by Colvin, working inside against that inside shoulder of the lineman as he's setting the tone early on. Now 2nd and 16. Georgia State backed up a little bit, now back into their own territory. Christian Veyer on the drop back, a quick one there. Hooks up with his man for 8, now 3rd and 8. Third down here would be great if we can get a stop on this opening drive. Again, Georgia State with the man in motion as they're going to fake it to Brock. Christian Veyer maneuvering and finally going to be brought down there. I think it was Tyler Anger, the freshman there, as you see him on the initial contact. And then Jordan Miles continuing to work through the play and bring him down for the sack. I think he actually was technically stopped at the line of scrimmage, which is going to give us a sack. I'm not sure if it'll be half a sack here for Anger, half for Miles, but the freshman Tyler Anger working there on the interior. Love to see him making an impact as our defense does start out tremendously well. Georgia State going to have to punt from the 44 here. That one may be the best punt we've seen, as that's going to go out at the 1. And that didn't really work to our benefit there. Now our back's legit against the wall. We see the impact players there. Christian Veyer, who we talked about at quarterback. Then there's Victwan Brown, the senior D-end. 15.5 sacks last year. Already 5 or 6 this season. And this does not feel good. I don't even really trust running it in this spot. Instead, I think I'd rather try and get a quick pass underneath. As we do have Stewart there. The backup tight end works free. Gets 7. And we'll just run some hurry up here to start. Devon Stanzi at quarterback, making his second start of his career. Pretty good last week despite the losing effort. Now we'll give for Benyard. Can't work horizontal there, trying to cut back. Now 3rd and 2. Last week, Stanzi 19 for 30 for 202 passing yards and a touchdown, although he did throw an interception, which did go for a pick 6. We'll go Z spot here instead. 3rd and 2 at the 8. Stanzi takes the snap, going to roll out. We have a man over the middle, as that is Christian Moss. We were going to, it's 21-yard connection there to Christian Moss. Love to see them getting going early on. We were going to just scramble for the first to play it safe, but we saw Moss break free there, and we had to hit our top weapon. Now 1st down to 29. We'll get for Garcia here. Gavin Garcia gets ahead for about 6 or 7, and that is going to be Zacchaeus Williams. He started, I believe, every game at left guard for us, holding his ankle there, his foot, as our offensive line has really got it together over the past couple weeks with this new combination, but going to have a replacement out there now. I think actually Zacchaeus Williams was at right guard, correction. So Kalari Gordon, who started the first 2 games, is back out there. Go counter now for Garcia, nothing doing. And just an ankle bruise for Zacchaeus Williams, so he will be back out there shortly. Now 3rd and 4. Go a quick one there for Dobson. He hauls that in, and that's going to move the chains. Now at the 40-yard line, we're going to do heavy emphasis on the run here this week. I think that's our best recipe for success, especially with an inexperienced quarterback. Now Garcia, another give up the middle. Good acceleration, flips the field now into Georgia State territory, 11 yards. Garcia, very good game last week. Also turned it over like Stanzi by way of fumble, though. Had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Now Garcia, another carry. Good way to press the line there. Works it for 4. We're going to try and mix in some play action here, but I don't really trust it. We'll go read option instead, see what Brown does off that edge. And we're going to keep with Stanzi, but really nothing doing. Made the right read, but still good support from Georgia State. Now 3rd and 5 at the 44. Kind of tempted to go with a run here and make it just a 4-down territory, but we'll stick with this pass that we have. Stanzi hangs in the pocket, tries to get Benyard down the field, and Benyard hangs on through the contact. That's going to be a 19-yard gain. Love that play there from Stanzi, and he certainly hasn't been afraid to kind of force the ball down the field, unlike what we saw from Davis Bryson to start this dynasty. We're going to audible here, double post. Stanzi takes the snap. Swing that out for Benyard, try and get him up the sideline to make a play. Spins out of a tackle, and that's going to go for 4. Now 2nd and 6 at the 19, now into the red zone. And we'll stick on the ground here. Garcia, good patience to let the blocking develop, as he'll work ahead for 17 down to the 2-yard line. Kennesaw State has brought it 97 yards so far. Let's see if we can get 2 more and make it a 99-yard drive, starting from our own 1. Go back to Benyard now. Nice gap for Gabriel Benyard as the Red Sea parts, and he finds the end zone as Kennesaw State jumps ahead 7-0 here. Good response after last week where we got kind of a steamrolled there in the second half. Stanzi's made a couple good throws. Garcia moving the ball very well on the ground. Benyard as well, as he does find the end zone. And he had that nice catch earlier, I believe a 3rd down catch to keep the drive going. And he's going to finish it off this time. Christian Veyer and the offense for the Panthers back out there, taking over at the 25. Veyer takes the snap, going to give to Freddie Brock, as we do have Tosh Fat there playing very good defense. And someone came along to force the fumble. It's going to be picked up and carried for 15, as we had a stop there in the backfield. That was Sidney Porter laying the boom, forcing the fumble, but a heads-up play by, I want to say, a Georgia State receiver to pick it up and take it up for 15 as a big swing that time. And now it's going to be a fresh set at the 40-yard line. 1:11 remaining in the first. Man in motion. Veyer takes the snap. Going to keep off the fake there. As the man breaks the tackle. And another 1st down now into Kennesaw State territory. Unfortunate play there on that fumble. Just the 2nd forced fumble of the year for our defense, I believe. And now Christian Veyer back to pass. Going to set it up here for Amon Green, the tight end. And he'll get ahead for 3. Now less than 10 seconds remaining in the first. 2nd and 7. They do not have to call a play here if they don't want to. And that's Tyler Anger, the freshman, who got called, or who had that sack earlier. But this time going to be called for the neutral zone infraction or encroachment. And that's going to turn a 2nd and 7 into a 2nd and 2. Time for probably just one more play here to end this first quarter. As Veyer is going to go run the option. And he will pitch back to Brock. We have Hillman there. Can't bring him down, then forced out of bounds. So 8 yards to end the first quarter. 7-0 Owls. And just one possession, and we do have points to show for it. Our defense able to force a punt there on that opening drive. But moving the ball very well here. Drove down 99 yards. Moved the chains when we needed to on those 3rd down situations. And it really comes down to converting 3rd downs, keeping drives alive with our run-heavy approach. As we're going to try and control the clock. Keep our defense out there as little as possible, as we've been so susceptible to giving up the big plays, whether on the ground, through the air. As we do start here at the 33, a fresh set for the Panthers, man in motion. As that's Quentin Thomas. And they will throw it to him out of the backfield there, a little swing. As Isaac Paul there, good tackle. Now 2nd and 4. They are making some adjustments. And he will give to Brock. Tosh Fat, a good stick. Making the stop there in the lane. Now 3rd and 2. We'll bring out the 4-3 set here in short yardage. Anticipating a run. There is going to give to Brock. DJ Stewart working through a block. First contact and then gets some help there. I believe Tyler Hollum to make the tackle for losses. We do get the run stop there. And that is going to force the 4th down now. A field goal attempt from 43 out, right hash. Here in the rain, certainly not easy conditions to sink it. That one up right down the middle as the Panthers do get on the board. 7-3 here early in the 2nd quarter. The Owls back out there. A very balanced opening drive. Moved the ball very well. First down at the 25. We're trying to get Moss there and into the hands of the DB. Reacted well. Thought he was going to carry upfield with our slot man. But hung underneath that Ja'Cory Turner. Probably didn't even realize the ball was being thrown at him. 2nd down. Go back to the run here. Nothing doing. That is going to come back even further to a flag. An incompletion, then a holding call, and just like that, it's 2nd and 20. We'll try a halfback angle. Stanzi is going to get Benyard there out of the backfield as we do move that ahead for 8. Now 3rd and 12, or hurry it back. Try and catch them off guard here by running tempo. I think we'll try to roll out flood here with Moss, Dobson. Try and get Dobson on that corner. We do have that two extra tight ends blocking. As we did try to get that for Dobson. Had time to throw, with those 2 tight ends helping out, but just neither of our targets there on that rollout could get open. So Joshua Hewitt on to punt as our 2nd drive of the day stalls out here at our own 23-yard line. And again, Joshua Hewitt double pumps, and it's going to be blocked. And it's the same exact thing happened the other game. I think that was actually last week against Arkansas State. One of the plays, where things just started to go haywire. And it's back-to-back weeks with a block punt. This one taken back for 6. As another unfortunate bounce. I don't know how we can't execute a simple punt like that. We're probably better off just going for it in that spot. So Georgia State steals that one as they block that punt, get the touchdown. And just like that, 10-7, as we'll give Tykeem Wallace a chance here on the return. Getting a little bit better at returns, but this one just back to the 22. Kennesaw State right back out there on offense. And we're going to give it to Gabriel Benyard here. Bad read there. We should just burst through that lane, try to work it outside, get a little too cute that time. And we do lose 3. Now 2nd and 13, we'll try curl flat corner. Stanzi takes the snap. We'll just go underneath there for Moss. As he hauls that in for 9. Now 3rd and 4 again. We'll just go hurry up here. We'll try a Z spot. Stanzi takes the snap. We have an easy one there for Dobson. Hauls that in, moves the chains. Now 1st down at the 36. We'll go back to Benyard as he only gets 3. Gavin Garcia now into the backfield. Going to get him a little more involved. He just get the carry right up the middle as he takes that for 4. Here on 3rd and short, we'll try tight end cross. Maybe not the most orthodox, but we'll give it a shot here. Good coverage, although Carson Kent we do have going back to the ball. Good route there to get some separation. As he gets 9, moves the chains. Stanzi now 9 for 11, 92 yards passing. As we're now into Georgia State territory. 1st down at the 48, 6 minutes left in the half. I'll go back to the running game here for Garcia. Big hole opens up Garcia into the 2nd level. Trying to beat a couple guys here. Now Garcia. And he'll dive into the end zone for the touchdown. A 48-yard touchdown run for Gavin Garcia, picking up right where he left off last week as Kennesaw State retakes the lead. Good to see us respond well after that blocked punt taken back for a touchdown as we answer, as we are up ahead again here in this 2nd quarter. Wasn't sure if Garcia was going to have the long speed to finish there, and he did just that. And our offense certainly clicking early on. Georgia State now a chance to return, as they'll take that out of their own end zone. Kimball can't bring him down. Yancey works that to about the 20, but looks like a flag on the play, and that will set him back. Now make it a 1st down at the 9-yard line for the Panthers, now trailing 14-10. And they will give to Freddie Brock. Good tackle there by Johnson, just 3 yards. Now 2nd and 7, more than halfway through the second quarter. Veyer. Fake there to Brock. A lot of time to throw. He does have a man there at the sideline. He hits him. Drop that in over. We had Tosh Fat there in zone coverage as we were manning him. And I think that was Ike Odgen on the big connection. But it will go to a booth review. I thought he did have a foot down cleanly at least. But they are going to review it. And we'll take another look. As I said, we had Tosh Fat there, 14, just late to respond. And they are going to call that a clean catch. Good connection there for the Panthers as they move it towards midfield. And they go back to the run game here for Brock. Clean hole up the middle. He gets 8. We're going to go Buck zone blitz this time. 2nd and 2 at the 47. And they're going to go right back to Brock, and he's swallowed up there off the edge as Donovan Westmoreland. He's been kind of quiet the past couple weeks, but going back to week 1, he had that big game where he had 2 sacks. I think both of those sacks actually on the opening drive. And it's good to see him get home, make that big run stop to now force a 3rd and 6. Georgia State back into their own territory. Veyer takes the snap. We have Amon Green. We're playing there with Johnson in coverage. And just gave him a little too much inside leverage there. And we got to play that one a little bit tighter next time. Now another first down for the Panthers. 3:33 remaining in the half. As they're at the 32. Christian Veyer going to go towards the end zone, and it's almost picked off by Brandon Hillman. The Michigan transfer got back there to make a play on the ball, although it would have been nice to see him reel that one in, but we'll still take the incompletion. Now 3:26 remaining. 4 receivers out there as Georgia State goes empty. And they are going to call an audible here. We'll go Tampa 2 as Veyer takes the snap. Quick one there for Amon Green as Devin Ross makes the stop. A quick hit just there for 3 yards. And now another 3rd down here for Georgia State. Less than 3 minutes left in the half. 3rd and 7. Christian Veyer takes the snap. A lot of time to throw here. A lot of time in the pocket. Now maneuvering is going to be brought down. And that's Adam Watkins. Just sat in the pocket way too long. And that might force them out of field goal range. I think that one set them back about 7-8 yards. And that will make it a 53-yard field goal. Love to see the coverage downfield. Our coverage has been porous, to say the least. Good pull there from Adam Watkins. And Veyer's not going to work away from that big body there on the interior. As it is going to be a 53-yard field goal attempt to make it a 1-point game here towards the end of the first half. Kick is up. Looks like it will be long enough, and that is good. As the Panthers make it 14-13. Owls now lead by 1 as we head towards the final stages of this first half. Now the Owls back out there after Gavin Garcia, a long touchdown run to put the Owls back on top. Now 2:20 left in the half. We'll try and start with a screen here. We do get it off for Benyard. Let's see if the blocks develop like they do. And Benyard going to take that ahead for 15. That play did take us into the 2-minute warning. And now we'll start this set. A gift for Garcia. Nothing doing that time. And I would have liked to maybe pass it there, but I don't want to fall behind on the clock, give Georgia State a lot of time if we do have to give it back to them. So now 2nd and 9 at the 41. We will just go back to a run here. We have 5v5 there in the box. Hopefully we can win up front. And we do get a pancake there. Garcia, we had a guard there leading the way. I think that might have been Zacchaeus Williams, who is now back on the field, but just not enough speed to work into the second level as Garcia kind of caught up. I'll go a quick one there for Benyard, and that's only going to go for 2. On that third of Benyard, I got kind of nervous. I saw that defender kind of breaking underneath, so just wanted to get rid of it. Went possession catch. Now 2nd and 8. Go man over the middle there. It's Bohannon as he's going to work ahead for the first. Now to the 34. We'll start showing a little bit of urgency here. Go smash. Now Stanzi takes the snap. Hit as we threw. And now it's going to be 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now at the 34. I am kind of tempted to run it just to give us a little more cushion if we do have to settle for a field goal. So I think we will just go read option instead. as Garcia will take it up the middle, gets 6. Now it's going to be 3rd and 4 at the 28. I think we'll just go scat here. Stanzi takes the snap. We do have Benyard there on the screen, as he'll pick up 12, knocked out of bounds. Now 32 seconds remaining. We'll try X under. Although I think we'll just go with a run instead. Or we might even have Dobson on this RPO, as we'll just keep with Garcia. Good spin move there in the lane, as it does get 7. We're going to hurry back now. I guess we could have called a timeout, but too late now. We already got set. Going to go slants. Stanzi works to the right. Going to keep rolling out, and he's going to dive in for the touchdown. Tremendous drive operated here by Stanzi to get points, even more points at the end of the half, leaving just 12 seconds on the board for Georgia State. That's an area we've really struggled with, leaving too much time on the clock for our opponents at the end of the half, and then they go down and orchestrate, a nice scoring drive with just a couple quick hits. Big block there at right tackle. I think that was Ethan Newman on the pancake, which opened up Stanzi to roll out to that side. Didn't have to force it down the field with his arm, but instead going to use his legs to make the play. Now this can make it an 8-point game, as we've reached pay dirt 3 times already in this first half, 21-13. We'll see if Georgia State elects to take a shot down the field. I can't imagine they will. Probably just hand it off to Brock, but we do bring the dime set out there just in case. And with that 3-yard rush, that will bring us into halftime, as Kennesaw State has the lead. Last week we were tied at halftime. This week we do have the lead up 21-13. I gotta say, a near flawless game. You take away that blocked punt that they took back for a touchdown. That's 7 more points off the board from Georgia State. Gavin Garcia, 116 on 11 carries, 10.5 yards per clip with that long touchdown, which kind of, provide that explosive play for us in the first half. Devon Stanzi has been very good under center, more so relying on the running game and then throwing it when we need to, and he has been hitting his spots when called upon. Our pass rush getting going this week. Jordan Miles, Tyler Anger combined for a sack earlier. Donovan Westmoreland made a big play in the backfield. Adam Watkins had that big sack on that last drive there for Georgia State. As we do get the ball to start, already up 8 points. And let's see if we can extend this to 2 possessions. As Tykeem Wallace, we will give him a chance here to start off the second half. And nothing doing that time. Stop short of the 20. I think to start the half here, we'll try play action. Try and catch him a little off guard. We'd have Kent there in the flat, but wasn't buying it. Now I threw it. I don't know what that was, and it's intercepted. Oh my goodness, so late there to pass it. I think they're actually even going to call it a forward pass, as that is not how we wanted to start the second half. Just self-inflicted wounds. And just like that, we turn it over. And what are we doing? That is just pitiful. Riding high, and then we just shoot ourselves in the foot in the most dramatic fashion. But, we do have that freshman quarterback, so the learning curves are to be expected. And now they are going to just swing that out for Brock. Spins off a couple tackles, then brought down after 6. And now Georgia State going to bring some tempo of their own to start the half. That was such a bad call. We had Kent open. We had a couple other guys open. Just waited too long to pull the trigger. And then we ended up intercepted on a forward pass. That is just absolutely absurd. I'm never going to get over that one. Put that one on the blooper reel. But if we can hang on to win, it doesn't even matter. So 2 turnovers now, if you count that blocked punt. And now 3rd and 2, they go right back to Brock. And he's going to be stopped short of the line to gain. That's Taj Fatt, number 14, stopping Brock there at the 14. Going to be a 4th and 1 for a 31-yard field goal attempt. And the Panthers just going to settle for a field goal in this spot. I've noticed that the AI, the computer, and we almost had that blocked punt, or that blocked field goal. That would have definitely made up for our mishap so far. But Rickman puts that one in. Georgia State now makes it 21-16 as they cash in for 3 off that turnover. And we're going to give it another shot here. The old college try. Tykeem Wallace had a slight seam there, but just couldn't find it as we're brought down at the 22. So we went play action last time. Had a couple options, but just too hesitant. And then we finally pulled the trigger once we were beyond the line. And that went for an interception. Now Garcia, another carry, bounces off the line and works ahead for 10. it will more than likely be the Gavin Garcia show from here on out, although they are stacking the line here. I was tempted to go for a pass, and I think we will just go stick here. 2nd and inches at the 32. Let's go a quick one there for Stewart, and it actually backtracked us about an inch as I thought we would at least get the forward progress for our first, but we do not. Now 3rd and 1 at the 31. Go back to Garcia. Good crash there up front by Georgia State, but we're still able to eke out that necessary yardage as we do move the chains. Now 1st down at the 34. I'm never going to get over that Stanzi interception from moments ago, especially if we don't win this game. 1st and 10 out to 34. Give it to Benyard as he'll work ahead for 8. Now 2nd and 2. Back to Garcia. Carves a little bit, finds a lane, gets head for 9. The change of direction definitely shows out when we're using Garcia there to kind of maneuver in close quarters. Now another 1st down carry for him as he squeezes through the lane, takes a big shot, 6 yards. 2nd and 4 now at the 44. Quay Ashley checks into the backfield. Good blocking up front as he gets 9. Ashley's first carry gets the 1st down. Kennesaw State continues to move the ball very well with the running game. Now Garcia again works for 5. We did bring out a pass this time, scat, but we'll just go right back to the run. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to go read option. Just give it to Garcia up the middle. Play it safe, only 1. Now here on 3rd and 4, we're going to go curls. Stanzi takes the snap. Try and get this for Benyard down the field. And he does hang on through the hit. Another good grab by Gabriel Benyard on 3rd down. That one moves the chains. And I was kind of nervous there, but we do get the execution in that spot. Now we'll go flanker dig this time. I would like to offer extra help there on that strong side, but we'll call it here. From the 16, 1st down, Stanzi rolls out. And just going to dump that. Almost picked off again, kind of that similar spot. We just got to get rid of those ones quicker. I don't know why we take so much time to sit there when we have a couple guys who seem to be open. As we go option this time with Stanzi. Going to try and work it to the edge there. Stanzi, and he's forced just out there, 15 yards. A good angle from that defender to knock him out there at the 1 yard line. That was actually a fullback option with Stewart, or maybe it was a different tight end, but we weren't going to pitch it. We knew we weren't going to pitch it there. 1st and goal now at the 1, 3:30 remaining. Go back to Benyard as he gets in there for the touchdown. Another drive where he extends it with a nice catch on 3rd down, kind of clutch to move the chains. And then he's rewarded with an easy rushing touchdown there at the 1 yard line as Kennesaw State adds another touchdown here. Our offense has been on fire with our execution, and it really just stems from going back to that game plan of running the ball heavy, not letting Stanzi do too much, but letting him hit his spots when he can. And this one will make it a 12-point game. As Georgia State gets a field goal to start the half, we'll counter with a touchdown as we're now back up 2 possessions. Now we need the defense to just keep doing what they've been doing. They haven't allowed any touchdowns, although they have given up 3 field goals. Veyer now to pass. Going to try and maneuver in the pocket and brought down again. Our coverage has been on point today. I want to say that was Watkins and Westmoreland who combined for the sack, and it was good to see Adam Watkins and Donovan Westmoreland, 2 starters from the defense that came back. We had, I think, 4 or 5 starters on defense transfer out last year. You see Westmoreland working the arc point there, meets Watkins there on the quarterback, as I'm pretty sure that'll go for a half sack, as our pass rush has made a huge impact for our defense so far. Now 2nd and 14, less than 3 left in the 3rd. They're going to go to Freddie Brock, as we did have a couple guys there to meet him at the line. That gets 6. Now another 3rd down situation here for the Panthers. 3rd and 8 at the 27. Veyer to pass. Going to be sacked right away, or breaks the sack and then brought down by Tyler Anger, and now make it 5 sacks for this Kennesaw State defense. I mentioned earlier we had no pass rush whatsoever last week, and now we might have an excess of it as we get home for the 5th time. Donovan Westmoreland on back-to-back plays, I think, or maybe it was 2 of the last 3, meeting one of the interior rushers there at the quarterback. As Westmoreland there on the first contact, Tyler Anger there to clean it up, and our defensive front taking hold of this game. as we do force another punt here. Less than 2 minutes left in the third now. Benyard is on fire. We'll give him a chance to make a play here off the punt, as he is going to be wrapped up at the 44. Now, all the momentum on the side of the Owls. And you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Burn the clock and bring this one home with a win. Garcia that time stopped in the backfield at first, but does get ahead for 2. No lead is safe with this Owls team. We've seen us blow a few leads already through this dynasty, even going back to week 2 against Indiana, up 17-0 there on the road, and we ended up losing that game in overtime. Another good carry from Garcia as he gets ahead for 12. Garcia now at 162 yards and a touchdown. Standout performance. Now Quay Ashley, a little patient, gets 2. And now we are starting to chew the clock a little bit. Don't have to call a play here, and I don't think we will, as we'll be happy with a 28-16 lead going into the fourth quarter, the fourth and final quarter. The only thing that stands in the way of getting our first win of the season, not only our first win, but in doing so we would hand Georgia State their first loss. And look at our defensive numbers, only 126 yards allowed combined so far, and our offense is humming. And hopefully we can carry this into our next game. Next time out, we are going to start conference play against Western Kentucky, which was just the second win of our 3-win season last year, as we beat them in a triple overtime thriller, probably the most exciting game so far in this dynasty. Now starting the fourth quarter, we'll give it to Garcia, and good blocking, although a hold was spotted, and this one's coming back. Now backed up after the penalty, we were going to call a screen, but we'll just go back to our run here with numbers up front. Give it to Benyard, does cut back through a nice lane, and we'll take that 10 yards. And here, 3rd and 8 at the 41. I want to say this is probably, for like 4 down territory, as we are going to audible go RPO here. And we'll just give to Garcia. And he will take that ahead for 6 to the 35. So we could opt for the 52-yard field goal, or just try to keep moving it. And we'll bring out our goal line set here, I think, and go with DJ Scott on this power. Our power back, see if we could just get ahead for this first down. A play like this, really can decide if you're going to finish this game off with a win, or if you get stopped here, that kind of turns the tide, and the Panthers are back, with a shot. But we'll give to DJ Scott. Very good. Hole opens up, and we'll just get the necessary yardage. Our push up front has been so good this game. Really something we've lacked in the past 3 to start this year. Now a fresh set, and we'll keep chewing that clock. Garcia gets ahead for 4. Now in this spot, I am content with just opting for a field goal, but of course you would like a touchdown. Now we'll go back to Garcia. Good cutback there. Look at the receivers getting upfield and blocking as well, as this Georgia State team just no counter, as we're starting to kind of establish our identity, play physical football. And this Sunbelt team is just not up to it so far. Now first down inside the red zone. I'll go back to the run game here. Benyard trying to work it outside, as he does take that for 15. The Owls have burned already more than 5 minutes here in this final quarter. Now we'll go back to Garcia here. He stopped short. Injury timeout will stop the clock. Now 2nd and goal at the 7. We actually are going to go for a pass here, catch him off guard. Stanzi to pass. We'll go for Williams there. He did have that in the hands for the touchdown, but couldn't bring it in. That is now 3rd and goal at the 7. And we'll try a pass again here. I am kind of content just running it, but we'll give Stanzi a chance to make a play, unlike before where he turned it over. As again, we do have a man in the hands. That was Carson Kent, and he could not cleanly haul that one in. So Britton Williams on the chip shot to make it a 15-point game. They would need 2 touchdowns, 1 with a 2-point conversion at this point to tie it back up, as Williams does knock that one in. Kennesaw State does extend the lead here late in the fourth quarter, as it's now 31-16 in this inaugural battle for I-75 rivalry game. And as I was saying earlier, not only our first win, but we would hand Georgia State their first loss. And, they would that'd leave a little sour taste in their mouth, especially, to spoil their undefeated season, especially, when you think about how this is going to be a yearly rivalry game now. So that's something they're going to have to dwell on for the next year if we can close off these next 6 minutes and 27 seconds and bring home our first win here in year 2. A quick one there for Amon Green, as he'll be brought down after 8. Also, we haven't had a recruiting update yet during this season, so I think next episode we'll get one. I think we have a bye after this game, so a lot will happen, on the recruiting front. Let me know, do you prefer recruiting updates, at the beginning of episodes to start it off before we play our game, or would you prefer it, after the game? Let me know if you have a preference there. I usually just save it for after the game, but I might like to switch it up here and there and get the recruiting update in before we play our game. Next game out will be at Western Kentucky, as I said, for our conference opener. A quick one there on the quick hitch, as that one gets ahead for 12. Just playing heavy zones here with our dime set. Now less than 5 minutes left in the game. Freddie Brock there swings out. Benyard pass right there for Green, as we had Dennis Johnson there right in the vicinity to make the play against the pass. Now second down, 4:45 remaining. And as confident as I should feel about closing this one out with a win, it's certainly still not over. And now they go over the middle there for Ike Ogden, I believe, wrapped up after 7. Now just over 4 minutes remaining, third down. They go for Freddie Brock and Dennis Johnson. Tremendous pursuit, great angle there against the run, as that is going to force the fourth down. We're going to bring out Big Nickel here. I wonder what they're going to do there. They bring out 3 receivers. And we're going to go cover one hole here. I think they might go for the run. Big play here. Fourth down. Georgia State at the 46. And they do go with the run. Gabriel Benyard gets in there into the backfield to make the stop. And that's going to be another tremendous play from our defense. Only 157 yards allowed and make it 399 for our offense. So one more yard and we'll have eclipsed 400 yards for probably the first time in this series as we start here in Georgia State territory, although that one is going to back us up. So now we need 4 yards. Our defense certainly came to play today. You'll love to see it. Now Quay Ashley out there, 2nd and 13. And he will get what we needed, so we're now at exactly 400 yards rushing. 400 yards of total offense. Now here, 3rd and 9, we'll go tight end cross. See if we can convert. And we'll have Kent over the middle of the field, and he drops it. Carson Kent has been known for his drops over the course of this dynasty. That one would have given us a fresh set, taking it into the 2-minute warning. But instead, Georgia State's still a little bit of life. They're still on life support. As Joshua Hewitt on for the punt. Not sure how this one's going to go, but at least we get it off. If it's not blocked, I think that's kind of a win at this point. As we don't get the bounce, that goes back for their touchback. So the Panthers do have the ball again here. 2:16 remaining. 3 timeouts. They're down 15. See if Christian Veyer and the offense respond after that turnover on downs. Now they're going to set up a screen here for Brock. Contacted first there, and then spins off another tackle and does move the chains, which does stop the clock. Crucial there, as they'll have time to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. Or they do not actually. I thought they would. As we hit the 2-minute warning. Now we're going to pretty much stick in dime for the rest of this game. 2 minutes left. Kennesaw State up 15. Georgia State at the 31. Veyer to pass. Has a man over the middle, and that's hauled in for 7. And now, of course, Georgia State most likely going to stay in hurry up as this game goes on. They just have a man there going towards the near sideline. Ike Ogden breaks a few tackles, still going, and then finally brought down at the 48 as Georgia State moves it into Kennesaw State territory. They burn their first timeout. We're going to try a dime blitz in this spot, maybe a little over-aggressive, but if we can get another sack, that would do wonders here in the final stages. Christian Veyer going to swing that one out as pressure broke in. Freddie Brock out of bounds after 3. Christian Veyer, 17 for 19 throwing the football. You would not expect he's been doing that well just based on the score right now. Now plenty of time to throw. Again, going to have to dump it off with good coverage downfield as Freddie Brock gets another few that time, 3rd and 3. Send some more pressure here on 3rd and short. Go Foxfire zone. 1:31 left. Veyer does have a man there. And he does hang on. Good catch there from Bush. As that does move the chains now down to the 30. The clock is rolling. As Georgia State is as well. They hurry back. Veyer now out there empty. 80 seconds remaining. 80 ticks left in this game. Veyer again just going with the short stuff. We'll give that to him all day. As you know, it'll slowly but surely eat up the field, but you're going to have to burn a lot of time if you're playing that way. So now 105 left. There again, time to throw. Good coverage downfield, and he's going to have to get rid of that one. Just the third incompletion thrown by Veyer. I think all of them maybe just throwaways. Now less than a minute left. 3rd and 6. Veyer rolling out. Has a man over the middle. We lost track with Taj Fat. And Christian Veyer hits his man for the touchdown. Our defense has hung on so well throughout the course of this game. But here in the final stages, with the urgent, Georgia State drive going, they do get that hit for that touchdown. And I wonder if they're going to go for 2 now or opt to go for 2 later on. And they are just going to bring out the extra point. So this extra point makes it a 1-possession game, as Kennesaw State will go up by 8 points. That one up and good. So 53 seconds left. Very good drive engineered there by Christian Veyer. And it all comes down to the onside kick, really. And hopefully we can secure this one. Good bounce as we do get it. I think that's Blake Bohannon who jumps on it. And now a first down pretty much wins the football game. Kennesaw State with it at the 39. They go to Quay Ashley, as he does get the first, and that is going to more than likely do it. An injury timeout. And they still do have 2 timeouts to call here, so we'd have to call a couple more plays. I guess we could just call Niels in theory, but we'll give Ashley a couple more touches here in the final stages, get him a little more carries, a little more playing time, as Georgia State burns their second timeout, just 1 remaining for them. And this will be the last play we call, and then we'll go to the kneel down following this one. Quay Ashley gets ahead for just 1 as the Panthers burn their final timeout, as we are going to come out here in victory formation for the first time, as our Owls have gotten the win here in the battle for I-75. Our first win in this dynasty, year 2 of this dynasty. Not sure why the clock didn't just totally run off, as the game clock does outweigh the play clock there, but so good to get a win. We're just going to let it run off here. So good to get a win here at home. 31-23 over the Panthers. Our offense and defense were finally clicking, at the same time. I feel like throughout the course here, it's been one side's moving the ball, but the other side can't stop it, or vice versa. As that will officially do it here from Fifth Third Stadium. Our Owls hand the Panthers their first loss of the year here in this battle for I-75 rivalry series, as the Owls knotted up 1-1 now all time against Georgia State. And as I said, this is going to be a yearly game that we kind of implement into our yearly schedule, as it's good to see our fans cheering. Gavin Garcia, player of the game, 24 rush attempts, 176 yards, a touchdown. Of course, that one was about a 48-yard scamper there prior to the end of the first half. Georgia State had that blocked punt. They had that interception, which they only were able to get 3 points off of, but still were able to survive here. A win is a win, no matter how you get there. But as I said, next episode, we'll get a recruiting update in, as we are set to commence conference play, as we'll be taking on Western Kentucky. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. We'll just kind of go through the player stats here on the outro. Devon Stanzi, 15 for 23, 145 yards, 1 interception. Running the rock, 24 carries for Garcia, 8 for Benyard, 2 of which were for touchdowns. He had 4.6, Ashley 4.8. Stanzi had that rushing touchdown as well. So 4 touchdowns on the ground, split up between 3 different rushers. Benyard also 76 yards receiving. Moss had 29 on 2 catches. No sacks allowed for maybe the first time in any game this series. 9 tackles for Johnson, 3 for loss from Westmoreland. Watkins and Anger each had 2. 1.5 sacks from Watkins. Westmoreland, Anger, Colvin all added 1. Miles with that half sack as well. So as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.